beaders, it's Gina from OrchidandOpal.com, and as you can see today I am bringing you another finished jewelry update. I get a lot of subscription boxes and do a lot of hauls here on my channel, so it's always fun to take the time to sit down and play with some of these beads and put together some designs and be able to share them with you. So you're going to see an eclectic mix of things today. There's going to be a little bit of stringing and there's going to be a little bit of weaving. There's going to be some original designs and there's going to be some pattern designs. But before we get any further into today's update, I wanted to let you know that I'm pleased to announce that this video has been sponsored by Skillshare. So please bear with me as I share with you a little bit about their company because it greatly helps my channel to have partnerships and allows me to continue to bring you enjoyable and helpful content. So briefly, what is Skillshare? Well, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes offered at your convenience and all online. They cover a huge variety of topics, including design, art, technology, and much more. And they actually have a surprising amount of content related to people interested in starting their own craft business. For example, I typed in Etsy into the search bar on their website, and I was really amazed by how many related courses popped up. I know many of you have asked about how to start an Etsy shop, for example, how to price your handmade jewelry for sale, how to brand your business, how to pack and ship, and the list goes on. And it's really amazing how many relevant topics can be found on Skillshare. Now, as any business owner knows, continuous improvement and sharpening of your skills, it's a never-ending process. It's really critical for success. You have to stay on top of it. So I really encourage you to check it out. For a limited time, they're offering all of my viewers a free trial of their site where you can view all of their thousands of courses for 2 months at no cost. After the free trial, if you decide to continue using Skillshare services, the cost would be approximately $10 a month. So definitely take advantage of that free trial offer. I mean, you really don't have anything to lose at that point. I think you'll be very impressed with how many courses they have available to help you learn new skills or how to hone your existing skills. Alright, so now getting into the finished jewelry, I have this very much fall-inspired jewelry set that you've already gotten a little peek of. This pendant right here, it's like a burnt orange color that gets a little bit darker on the edges. So pretty. I got this one from a viewer a while back and I thought it was appropriate to pull out some fall inspiration. So I'd also gotten these bright orange agate beads from a Beadbox Bargains haul recently that I shared, and I decided to pull those in as well as some other pumpkin orange ceramic beads here that are also from Beadbox Bargains or have possibly come in one of their past subscription boxes. I've also used some of these orange bicones as little accents with the AB finish in both the necklace and the earrings. Here's a close-up look at the earrings. You can see I just did this simple pair of strung earrings on some jewelry wire and joined them together up here with a crimp bead covered by a knot cover, and I do have a tutorial on this type of earring that I did several months back if you're interested in a easy beginner's jewelry type project. These are great for also using up little bits and pieces of beads and little bits and pieces of scrap jewelry wire. So here's the necklace again, a little bit more up close. I had these antique brass leaf bindings in my stash for a while. They had a hole here, so I just used a larger jump ring that I had to connect the necklace onto both of those components. And then I just finished the back with a segment of chain and a lobster clasp and extender. Here is a coordinating bracelet using all the similar beads and tones of orange, some antique brass spacers in there, and I felt like it needed a little antique brass charm or something dangling off, and I pulled this out of my stash. It was something that came from one of the Boss's bead bags that I had gone through during the winter time. So lots of different materials here pulled in to create this set, and really gets me in the mood for fall with the leaves and that pumpkin orange color. Next up, I'm going to switch gears and show you a bracelet. So this is a bracelet that I made using black bugle beads and all sorts of colors of Delica beads. I feel like I've seen something similar years ago. Maybe it was on Pinterest, I'm not really sure, and it may have been something totally different, but for some reason the idea seemed familiar. And anyway, I wanted to try out doing a sort of peyote type stitch with both bugle beads and the Delica beads, and I think it worked out really well. It's a lot of fun. It's just like a patchwork of all different colors and little patterns in there set off with the black. I'm trying to find new ways to use bugle beads so that hopefully in the future I can come back back with a collection of different items and finished pieces that incorporate those. So that was certainly a fun little project to put together. And this one's also a great way to use up random colors of Delica beads. Next up, I have the finished lunar pendant from the brand new Potomac Beads Best Bead Box from this month. Remember, they included the pattern inside the box as well as all the materials you'd need to make the pattern, and I think it came out great. It is such a cute pattern, and I love the shape of it. I love how it bows out like that. Here's a look at the back. The only thing I will mention is in the pattern it does call for a wire guard, and they did not provide one in the box, so I guess they're just assuming that that's kind of a basic item, kind of like your beading thread. So I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. This project only took about 30 to 40 minutes for me to complete, so it was really fun and not very stressful, and a great way to use some new shapes and put together a little color palette that I may not have been as drawn to putting together as well. Now that it's done, of course, I can just pop it onto any kind of chain I want. I would just add a little jump ring right there and then put it directly on some chain. You could really do a mix of metals. I mean, you have silver, you have copper, and you have gold going on in this pendant, so it's really pretty versatile as far as what color chain you want to put it with. And the nice thing too about these types of pendants is you can always switch them out and use different lengths, styles, and colors of chain depending on the day. Since we were just talking about the Potomac Beads box, I did also want to mention that I was looking on their website. They have a link, and I posted that underneath the unboxing video, where you can check out related patterns using the types of beads that you received in the box. It is so helpful, and they have, I believe, over 1,500 patterns in total. So there's bound to be something that you'll find, and they have videos to go along with them. So this right here is called the Moon Lace pendant, but I did modify it. See, they had called for quarter Tila beads instead of the Checkmate's 2-hole bars. I also added some extra little touches in between here with the seed beads. I also modified the bail, so I did make modifications to it, but I was able to use a lot of the beads from the October Potomac Beads box, and I think it came out really cool. These are not the first color choices that I would have picked for this pendant, but I wanted to use what I had, and I was very limited on my colors of these bar beads. And as you know, the color scheme that came in the October box was mostly silver, gold, and red. So I tried to go along with that as best I could, and here is a little peek at the back if you're curious. Alright, next I have a multi-strand necklace to share with you. So these chunky black and AB beads had come in a $1 bead box. They coordinated really well with these small rounds, the jet with AB finish. I also pulled out these coordinating very bright electric blue electroplated rounds and then some basic black seed beads. I believe we had also gotten these check glass swirls in the September $1 bead box, and they went so well with the black and AB that I decided to pull those in. I just turned these two into connectors to connect the single strand with the group of multi-strands down here, and then I had a couple beads left over that I decided to turn into a pair of earrings. Here are the earrings up close, and these earrings use a lot of the components from the Findings Companion Pack that came in the August Adornable Elements box. So you can see I'm really pulling things from a lot of different places in this finished jewelry update, and I don't use the gunmetal a lot. I decided to go ahead and make a piece with that. It goes so well with the black and the AB finish, in my opinion. Next up, I have a bracelet that I'm so excited about. This is a completely original design. I just started playing with my beads one day. I was trying to come up with something new with the bugle beads because I know they can be a challenge for a lot of people, and a lot of us who have been beading for a long time have these in our stash and they've been sitting there. So I decided to play around just doing a base of right angle weave, and then I found these two-tone super duos in my stash. I love a good black and white combination, and then I decided to pull out some prong beads. I had never used this shape. I believe they came in one of the Adornable Elements bags of gold that I had gotten this past December, and they've been sitting on my shelf just waiting to come out to be used, and I love the effect and pattern and design that they give to this bracelet. I'm really excited about it. I do plan to do a tutorial on this one in the future. Just be patient with me. I have a lot of obligations, and you can pretty much count on seeing about 2 tutorials a month on my channel. So it's on the list. Next up, I have another original bracelet design. This one was started using kind of a netting stitch and using super duos. So I started by doing the base of this netting with seed beads and super duos. And by the way, this particular color of seed bead came from the September Adornable Elements collection. So I was wanting to pull something from there to use. And this vintage black button, this glass button, came also from a September box. It was the Dollar Bead box. They had sent a little collection of vintage glass buttons. And then on the front of the netting, I did a zigzag pattern using different colors of seed beads and this really pretty coordinating purplish shade that I thought went with these seed beads very well. So I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I think some more contrasting colors would really bring out the zigzag pattern, but for an initial first time playing with this design, I'm pleased with how it came out. And another result of playing around with beads, this is that 27mm Swarovski crystal that we had received in the Glacier Lagoon collection from Eureka Crystal Beads. You'll recognize some other beads also from that collection. We've got some demi rounds. The little blue cone shaped beads here are also from that collection, as well as the silver lined seed beads. Now I did pull these petals from my stash, so I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this yet. It is quite large. You could use it as a pendant if you wanted to, or I could turn it into some type of a brooch or a hair clip. But I personally just enjoy looking at it so much, and it was quite a labor of love because I did have to take it apart and put it back together to get everything to work out just how I wanted to. So I'm thinking I might actually hang this in my studio area just as a part of the decor. And by the way, here is a look at the back if you're interested in seeing what that looks like. And finally, the last thing I have to share with you guys is another necklace set. This was inspired by the September 2019 bead crate. You'll recall that we got these check glass dark purple grape beads. I pulled these leaves from my stash. I thought they looked the closest thing to grape leaves. And then I made some little antique copper coils from wire to attach just for a fun little element of detail. Kind of wanted to make this look like a grapevine. Thought this was a cute necklace and a fun way to use those grape beads. And of course, no grape necklace would be complete without a set of earrings. Sad to say that I did have two other grape beads just like the ones on the necklace, but I broke them when I was trying to put in jump rings or add wire to make a wire wrapped loop. I really tried to be gentle, but apparently I was not gentle enough, so I was cracking the holes. I had to be very careful with the three that did end up making it on the necklace, but that's okay. I was able to pull out some similarly colored check fire polish beads, and I really like how these came out anyway. I used a segment of antique copper chain. I just loved how the copper went with this as well. I thought it looked most appropriate with the grapevine theme, and then I just pulled in some more of these check glass leaves from my stash and popped in a few of these purple beads on wire wrapped loops. So that is everything I have to share with you guys today in today's finished jewelry update. Like I always say, I know a lot of us get some very similar boxes or have very similar materials, and I know it's always fun for me personally to see what others have been up to with things that I may also have in my stash. It can be very inspiring, so hopefully it was inspiring and helpful for you and maybe got some of your creative juices flowing to pull out some beads from your own stash and have some fun, play around, because you just never know what you'll end up with. So I want to thank you guys so much for being with me for another finished jewelry update. I will be back with much more. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know if there's a favorite piece in particular that you see here today. And finally, I want to give a big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget to check out the link below if it sounds like something you might be interested in. I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can check out the information section below this video for links to all my social media handles, recommended products, and my shop and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching.